Hello, welcome. I appreciate you being here. I'm Nicolina, energy healer and holistic life coach. This video is about empath work burnout. Why empath work burnout? Well, as an empath, I had a burnout years ago related to work. In this video, I will tell you my story and I will also share with you the most important lesson learned. So, watch the video until the end. A month before I had the burnout, I felt very stressed out. I felt very tense. I wasn't myself anymore. I was very irritable, negative, and angry. I was also mentally, emotionally, and spiritually unbalanced. One day I came home, I started crying and I couldn't stop. I cried for months. The tension built up not for 1 year, not for 2 years, but for 4 years. The injustice events that happened at work, some basic work conditions were not in place, like just quietness so you can concentrate and perform, but also the negative toxic work environment that I knew I was exposed to, especially as an empath. All those factors made me exhausted mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. I felt totally drained, like my life force wasn't there anymore. All my life energy was sucked out of me. I cried for many months. I knew I had a burnout because this was my second one. At 23 years old, when I started as a teacher, I had a burnout, but that was related to wanted to be perfect. But this time, it had nothing to do with perfectionism. Okay, I was prescribed to stay home for 2 months. Then I started to work for 50% on paper. I say on paper because I was mentally, emotionally, and spiritually and physically exhausted. But I did what I could. Comment below if you can relate. What is your story? I'm interested in your story. I did personal development for 30 years. However, I decided that I would work on myself harder. I knew 3 things. 1, that I had to learn from the situation spiritually. 2, I knew also that I had to equip myself as an empath in many ways so I could break out the burnout cycle, because burnout is a cycle, and to learn how to prevent it. And I wanted to make sure that I apply the tools, techniques, and principles that I learned for many years in a holistic way, meaning mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Because tools, principles, and techniques are not effective if they don't have a solid ground, a solid foundation. Again, tools, principles, and techniques are not effective if you don't have a solid ground, if they don't have a solid ground. 3 factors. If you didn't learn any lesson from the situation. Number 2, if you didn't make some crucial, imperative, fundamental decisions based on the epiphany or the epiphanies that you had, and I had many epiphanies. And number 3, then I started to implement if you don't implement and to practice the principles based on the fundamental decisions. That's why today I am centered, I am balanced with a clear, meaningful mission. Number 1, I will love myself more. Why? My mental, your mental, my emotional, your emotional, my spiritual, your spiritual, my physical, and your physical health come first, second, and third. Okay? Why? Because our mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual health is all we have. Okay? Because when you feel like I felt so mentally and emotionally exhausted, drained, like an empty vessel, like my life force, like my life energy wasn't there anymore, you say enough, enough, enough. I'm gonna take care of my vessel, I'm gonna take care of my mind, and I'm gonna take care of my spirit. Because when for years I couldn't function at my fullest. My colleagues and my managers did. Of course, everyone has problems, but they could function. I couldn't function, not as a professional, nor in my private life. So let it sink in a little bit. Let it sink in for a while. When you cannot live your life to the fullest because you are out of energy on all levels, people around you can. Because burnout is a cycle. You go one step forward, 2 steps backwards, 2 steps forwards, 3 steps backwards. Comment below, what is your experience? How do you feel? Remember, your mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical health are your greatest assets, not your bank account. You can be a millionaire, you can be a billionaire, but if you don't feel physically fit, if you are not mentally, emotionally, and spiritually balanced, what is the point? Remember, happiness is an inside job. Number 2, lesson learned. No more emotional attachment with work. Because like I said before, it is not worth it. It is just work. It is just business. Your mind, body, and spirit are your greatest assets. Okay, remember that. Number 3, my God-given gift is mine. No one will ever abuse that anymore. My gift. This was based on the unjust events that happened at work. Number 4, as an empath, I need to protect my energy. I have to stay in my energy and I have to raise my vibration. 3 factors, very, very important, especially as an empath. You have to learn that. And as I mentioned before, one of the reasons of my burnout was the toxic work environment that I was exposed to as an empath. Number 5, I ask God if it is for you, the universe, fine. For me, is it God? I ask 3 questions. What is the meaning of this experience for me? Show me what is my life purpose and guide me to achieve this mission, this vision. You can have more than one life purposes in life because we all evolve. I had a life purpose to become a teacher. I became a teacher. Okay, when the answers came, the visions came, I became an energy healer, and then I had a vision to become a holistic life coach to help others like I helped the youth, I coached the youth in the past. So that's why I started an online business where I guide everyone who feels overstressed, overstretched, overwhelmed, fatigued. They want to prevent burnout, or they are having a burnout, especially empaths and highly sensitive people. What kind of person am I? What are my values? Well, I have many values. I'm honest, I am authentic, I'm all about light and love. I am very straightforward. And I believe that being free is my birthright, and I am addicted to work at myself to be a better person, to become my greatest version every day. Okay, I designed an online course to help empaths and everyone to protect their energy, to overcome burnout, to prevent burnout, to stay in their energy, to raise their vibration. It's very, very important, especially as a empath. It is very important, especially as an empath, that you learn to not only to protect your energy, but to stay stay in your own energy like a cocoon. Okay? It is imperative and to raise your vibration so you can thrive, so you can learn to thrive as an empath, because being an empath is not a curse, but it is a gift. And it is important that you learn to see that and to use it for the good. Use it as a gift. Okay? So, are you feeling overworked? Are you feeling stressed out? Are you feeling fatigued? Are you burnt out? Are you hungry? Are you thirsty? Yes, to work at yourself. Are you committed to break out the burnout cycle? Because burnout is a cycle, like I said before. Then you can apply for the course. I only work with people that are highly committed. Again, I only work with people that are highly committed and are hungry and thirsty to transform their lives. What is the transformation that you will get? I will read it because it is a transformational statement for the empaths and for everyone, the non-empaths too. I help empaths and highly sensitive individuals who are experiencing a work burnout, in particularly toxic work environment, go from being mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually exhausted, overwhelmed and burnt out, to be energetic, peaceful, centered, and possess the knowledge on how to protect themselves energetically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, so they can thrive in life as an empath and as a highly sensitive person. So, are you ready? Are you ready to break out the burnout cycle? Are you ready to learn to prevent it? Use the link below to apply for the online course, where you will follow an online program. You will do an assessment, and based on that, you will get a personalized healing, transformative action plan. And based on that, I will guide you in our weekly consultations. Do you want to raise your vibration in the outer world? You can apply for the free PDF. So I wish you all the best, and I hope to see you in the course. Many light and love. Bye bye.